Hello, subscribers and non-subscribers, and welcome back to Roommates. I do want to say I know I screwed up the last time I uploaded on Wednesday. It was supposed to be this, but I ended up recording Chaos Head simply because, well, I wasn't really obviously paying that much attention to which of the two I had last uploaded. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and go through this week. And I have to figure out what the hell to do for Clanat since, well, according to Sekai Project, you can only stream the first 3 hours, and they do not want any Let's Plays of it. Now, those rules were probably given to them by Key, but still, it exists. So, it's kind of an annoyance, and I'll have to figure out how the hell to deal with that. But for now, let's go ahead and obviously finish off this game, which, well, I think I won't be finishing it this year. It'll be finishing towards the beginning of next year. It's starting to get really nice outside. The weather has been nice and warm lately. This is pretty much the perfect finals week. Although I will say this, the weather is not nice and warm outside where I live right now. It is cold, raining, and foggy. So, fun. With spring break only a week away, I'm having a hard time concentrating on my schoolwork. Not that I was thinking about it a lot beforehand, but come on. Hit the beach with all those hotties in bikinis? It's going to be a good break. I've got a book in my lap, but my attention keeps wandering and I keep staring out at the quad around me. That's how I noticed Professor Tasuke walking by me, which got me thinking about his extra credit assignment. I wonder if Roxanne has already gone to see him. I begin wondering if I should go see him. The professor is almost through the quad. I can still catch him if I want, but I'm not sure I want to. So, I don't remember if Roxanne ever goes, and if there is, what has to happen beforehand to cause her to. So, roll of the dice, got a 2, a 6, and another 2, so we'll be playing the event. I get to my feet and quickly run after the professor. Professor! Ah, Max, wasn't it? Yes, what do you want? If you come to betray your partner, you'll actually need to verbally request the answer to the finals. Otherwise, I do have things to do, so make it snappy, please. Well, has Roxanne betrayed me? Of course. Came to me on day one. I can't believe I'm hearing this. I never thought Roxanne would betray me so quickly. That bastard! I can't believe she would do that. On day one? What the hell? Of course, you realize that as the warden in this scenario, it's in my best interest to tell you that the other betrays you, right? The more of you who request answers means the fewer tests I have to grade. Honestly, if the college didn't require at least some academic standards, I'd just pass the whole lot of you and have done with it. Oh. So, Roxanne hasn't betrayed me? How should I know? I've got all the information on you students written down. Do you honestly think I can be bothered to remember all of your names? Though I'm pretty sure your partner came to me. Maybe it was day 2. Who can remember all the betrayals? I'm sure once I check my files, it will check out. So, what will it be for you, Max? Yeah. Again, though, it isn't, as he said, it's in his best interest to tell us that we were betrayed, so that we will go ahead and get the answers to the finals, which, of course, if our partner turns out didn't betray us, we screwed them over. So, yeah. Kind of an interesting thing here. He's telling you that the other person has betrayed you, even if that's false. And you have to figure out for yourself, do you want to believe him or not? Because if you betray your partner when your partner didn't betray you, then you end up screwing them over. You get out with a good grade, yes, but your partner is screwed over. While if you don't screw your partner over, and it turns out your partner screwed you over, then you get screwed. So, yeah, we're gonna roll the dice and see how this works out. 5, 6, 3. Well, Roxanne, sorry that this is gonna have to happen, but I'm gonna betray you. I think this was always going to be my choice. How am I supposed to pass up an easy A? That's just stupid. And even if Roxanne did betray me, that just means we both get C's. Sounds fine by me. Alright, Professor, give me those test answers. An excellent choice, Max. You have personally saved me a bunch of time, for which you have my gratitude. Gratitude that will be expressed in a good enough grade. When the final comes along, just write ABD for all the answers. That way I'll know I gave you the answer. You're getting an A, so who cares what you write down, eh? Of course, you'll only get your A if your partner didn't betray you in turn. But we'll have to see about that on Friday, won't we? The professor claps a hand on my shoulder as he looks me in the eye. Well, either way, you've played the game well, and for that you have my thanks. This will be a fascinating chapter of the book I write someday. He gives me a thumbs up and then walks briskly away into the nearby building. As I turn to go, out of the corner of my eye, I catch a back that looks suspiciously like it belongs to Roxanne. I really hope they don't think I was meeting to the professor to betray them. Even if I did end up betraying them in the end. Well, nothing of it now. I'll just have to see how it turns out on Friday. I return to my previous seat and open my book back up. Wait, you want me to do that? Or do what? Please, Max. Sally was all worked up about this thing today, and I'm worried the scene might get ugly. I'm already stuck here fielding calls from the housing authority about student involvement. Apparently, Sally went down to the science building earlier to join a bunch of other students in protesting. What exactly are they protesting? I don't know. I'm paid to keep you people from burning the house down, not to watch your every movement. Can you please go check up on her for me? I'm supposed to have a meeting with my advisor this afternoon. We're just going to go and play the event. Come on, I'll pull some strings and make sure your advisor sees you tomorrow. Oh, all right, you crybaby. Jeez. While you're getting me favors, see if you can't get me one of those flat screens for my room. Just go, you dick. I head out the door and over to the science building. When I get there, there's a crowd of maybe 30 people all holding signs and murmuring. The crowd doesn't seem ugly, but they do seem quite disgruntled. I can see a few campus security officers overlooking the crowd. I wonder where Sally is in all this. Are we going to stand for this? Right on cue, Sally's standing on a box of some kind at the front of the crowd, speaking into a microphone. When I found out they were doing testing on animals here at our school, I sent out the call for action. I'm really happy that you all answered that call, but now we need to send up a different call, a call to stop the atrocities happening right inside this building. The crowd cheers for her, hefting their signs high. I can see the security guards getting restless. A few of them are reaching towards their belts. Not that they have anything on their belts. School rules apparently forbids actual weapons. Still, one of the idiots has probably got an itchy pepper spraying finger. I make my way to the front of the crowd and wave to Sally. And that's why we cannot stop our clarion call until these monsters have given up all the tests they're doing on animals in there. Are you with me? The crowd cheers again while I try to get Sally's attention. That's what I thought, and if those cowards don't get out here soon, then we're gonna burst in there and free those animals ourselves. This is just wrong. The crowd cheers again, even louder this time. The security guards are definitely getting nervous. I frantically wave Sally over as she finally gets off her box. Oh, Max. Hey, I'm so happy you came. It really means a lot that you showed up to support my cause. Sally's smile beams at me. I I actually came because Dominic asked me to check on you. Not that I wouldn't have come anyway, but you never emailed me. I didn't know it was happening. You know, I loved to rouse a good rabble. Oh, well, I'm still happy you came. How did all this start? Right. You won't believe it. I was on our campus message board when I read a post that stated they were due to begin their testing with animals today. A message board post? Really? Yeah, the guy must have been a scientist because he said it was going to be really hard to deal with. He said he was expecting a lot of suffering. They're testing on suffering animals. I can't stand for that, Max. Sally? I don't know about this message board, but that's not a lot to go on. Are you sure something's happening in there? Well, answer me this. If nothing is happening in there, how come they refuse to let us in and see, huh? Maybe because there are 30 angry people out here? Yeah, 30 people angry about all the lies. Look, are you with me or against me here? I've already had to tell those stupid rent-a-cops that we're perfectly in our rights. Don't you start on me, too. Max, this is important to me. I need you to be behind me on this. Okay, so you have the option to either just go ahead and support her or go back home and do some research. And then I guess come back. I don't know. Roll the dice. We'll see. Because honestly, hey, you could potentially support her and then it really does nothing for your points. While if you go back, find out that she's overreacting, maybe you get some points. So I think I got a 6 to 2. Third roll is a 6. So we're going to go home and do some quick research into this. I'll be back, Sally. Look, Sally, I'm not against you, but this all seems really weird and hasty. Let me look into this a little more. I promise I'm behind you all the way here, Sally. Maybe I can find something you can use against them, okay? Just promise not to charge in until I get back, alright? Alright, fine, just hurry. I can't stand to think of those animals in trouble. I run home with all my might. I know if I don't hurry, someone's going to do something stupid. As soon as I'm in the door, I hurry to Anne's room, pounding on the door. Oh, hey Max, what's up? Hey, Sally's protesting some kind of animal torture at the science building, but I think something funny is going on. Help me look this stuff up. What? Why me? Anne looks panicked. It's probably because I rushed up here all out of breath. Sorry, Anne. It's just you're pretty much the best researcher at this whole school. I couldn't think of anyone better to look into this than you. Anne blushes cutely and then just gestures for me to come in. Once I've explained the situation, I watch Anne frantically typing her way through the college message boards. Let's see, here we go, found the original message. Starting testing on animals today, I hate it. So much suffering, but it's all in the name of science. We've got the grant, better make use of it. What grant is this? I watch her track through a few more news sites until she finally stops on an article and reads for a few moments before slapping her palm to her face. I know what the grant was for. Here, let me email you the article. Show it to Sally. I think it'll clear this up. Anne sighs as if she's just read something really stupid. I thank her for her help and rush out the door. Back at the protest, I can see I'm just in time. Up in front of the door to the science building, I can see Sally bullying a few short guys with glasses who seem to be from the science building. He seems familiar, but I can't place him right now. This is your last chance, Butch. Come clean about your hideous experiments. I'm telling you, there are no hideous experiments in here. Everything in here is perfectly safe and approved. Oh, like I'm gonna believe you when there's stuff going on. Actually, Sally. Oh, Max, come on. Let's force this little weasel to open up. Before she can say another word, I shove the article into her hands. She looks at me inquisitively, but starts reading it. Butch leans over the paper and nods in understanding. Oh, yeah. That would pretty much explain what's going on in there. You can see why we don't want to discuss it. Sally turns red as a beet, then turns to the audience with her megaphone up. False alarm, people. Go home. Nothing to see here. Scram! She then drops the microphone and walks off, whispering a quiet thanks to me as she passes me. I hope she gets over this. Her heart was in the right place, but... oh well. Butch scratches his head, equally embarrassed, and just wanders back into the building. For my part, I hurry after Sally. Maybe I'll treat her to lunch. Okay, so we got points with Anne, who we don't really need points with right now. I've got finals all week, and yet I still feel like I have a ton more studying to do. Everyone in Lawton House is hard at work, trying to get their last study session in. Isabella's been locked up in her room since dawn. Sally's barely been outside to walk her dog. Even Rakesh is. As I look into Rakesh's room, I'm actually not sure what Rakesh is doing. He appears to be doing a kind of headstand on his books. Rakesh? I think you get less money from the student bookstore if you ruin the book. Unfortunately, I think I startled Rakesh as he crashes to the ground. I briefly consider running before he recognizes me. You know, I don't really need to play this event. It's clearly just going to be giving us points with Rakesh, who we don't really need points with. So 4, 5, and 6. So skip it. And the more I consider it, the more that seems like a good idea. Who's there? I don't say anything and just start to slink off. What he doesn't know can't hurt him. Must have been the wind. Yes, definitely the wind. I breathe a silent sigh of relief and head to my room for some studying. Professor Task's final is grueling. I swear he's never even hinted at half of these concepts before. If I didn't have the answers, I'd have been going out of my mind with this thing. I try to peek at my study partner to see if they're breezing through this, but Roxanne's head is bent down, just like everyone else's. There's nothing else for it. I'm just gonna have to finish this test out and find out what happens. You know what? We'll play this event anyway, I think, but I'm just gonna roll my dice anyway and see what they would have given me. They would have told me to skip it, but we're going to play it. I fill in my ABDs like the professor asked. Part of me feels a little guilty, but I've made my choice and there's no going back on it now. Once my test is complete, I walk down to the professor's desk. I try to sneak a peek at Roxanne to see if they're having an easy time or not, but it's impossible to tell. Finished, Max. Hang around a few moments. We'll discuss the results of our little extra credit experiment. I nod with a bit of apprehension. Not really sure I want to know what happened, but I suppose it's all part of the experiment. I return to my desk and busy myself for the remainder of the test time, watching as everyone else slowly hands in their tests. Finally, the only ones left in the room are myself and the others in the extra credit group. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. Time to find out which of you will be failing and which will be getting C's. Roxanne looks over at me, raising an eyebrow. I shrug and just look back at the professor. Okay, let's start running through this stuff, shall we? Let's see. Marvin, you fail. Looks like Tara came to me pretty quickly. What? This is crap. Suck it up, Sunshine. You knew the rules. I watched Marvin run out of the class looking like he spit nails. Okay, who else have we got? Okay, Anne. Looks like you and Jared both get an A. Congratulations on sticking to your guns. Yes! I give Anne a thumbs up, which she returns with a wide grin on her face. But finally, Professor Task looks at me. Looks like you kept the faith, Roxanne. Such loyalty brings a tear to my jaded and uncaring heart. Wait, no, that's heartburn. At any rate, I'll be happy to see you in my class again next quarter, studying even harder. I'll have your A entered by the end of the day, Max. I wish I had never met you. I can't believe you just failed me in this class after everything we went through. This is how you repay me? You have made an enemy for life, Max. If it is within my power, there will not be a day you do not pay for this injustice. Roxanne turns away from me before I even have a chance to explain. I don't think she would have listened anyway. I feel terrible. I thought for sure she was going to betray me. I hope she doesn't ever have the power to enact her threat, though. She could be a little scary. I think that's a lot. That's the lot of you here. We'll deal with any other stragglers later. I slumped down to my desk, mostly just glad that the tension is over when Professor Task's cell phone suddenly breaks the silence. Yes? Well, yes, I put them in a... Yes, a prisoner's dilemma. Well, I'm a sociology professor. Of course it's relevant. Well, how was I supposed to know his father was a donor? What's going on? Professor Task is frowning something fierce. Someone's clearly reading him the riot act. What? Hell no, I've got tenure. He can go to hell. The grades are staying. I didn't get where I am grading papers, and I'm not about to start. Fine, yes, I can make it up to the students somehow. How about... But that's my... I was going to... Oh, fine. Professor Task looks to be tied as he puts his cell phone away. So, apparently, Marvin is a little crybaby and went whining to the dean. 30 minutes later, Roxanne and I are standing in front of the stunned members of Latin House. Seriously? Yeah. Apparently the dean tore into him something fierce. So to make up for putting us through all that, we all get to use Professor Task's beach house this spring break. We have to pay our own way, and it's only the space. We're getting no amenities, but it's on a private beach, so we'll have the place to ourselves. Oh man, this is going to be so sweet. I'm going to get packing. I hope I have a good swimsuit. Can I bring Vegemite? I don't think so, sorry. It's okay. I'll get my friend Jovia to watch him. Whew, spring break. I watch everyone gather excitedly and go off to start packing. Hopefully this will help us forget the ugliness that just happened, and we can all have a great time. And we'll just breeze through the rest of the week. And there we go. Yep. Next episode we'll be going into spring break. Which, actually, I think spring break is just one big event. I don't think you do anything at all on the specific... I don't think you get like multiple events on the sort of specific days. I think it's just one event that goes on for a little while. But you guys, I think, can wait until next time for that. And next time I'll probably end up doing 2 weeks. Because spring break I don't think would be long enough to, for me at least, to justify it as an independent episode. Or an independent part. So I'll be, like I said, probably doing 2 weeks next time. Spring break and then the following week. But nonetheless, until then... Like, favorite, comment, subscribe, share, and I will see you guys next time. But until then, goodbye and farewell. And we are almost maxed out with points with Sally. After spring break, we should be able to max that out. Also, let's check these. Okay. Active. I don't remember how much they increase. I really don't. I don't remember if they double or if they just increase by 100. They increase by 100, and active is almost ready. But honestly, I don't need them to be fulfilled until after spring break. But like I said, that's going to be it for this episode. Like, favorite, comment, subscribe, share, and I'll see you guys next time. But until then, goodbye and farewell.